All right, and here we go.
Hello, salut, annyeonghaseyo, ni hao, guten tag, hola. Hi to everyone all around the world. I'm Omatsu, main producer of Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle.
Hopefully that's loud enough for you guys.
I'm Ken, a member of the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle staff. Today's video comes with subtitles again, so if you have trouble
There we go.
understanding English, please set a language from the video settings and turn the subtitles on as needed. Alright, before we get going with the campaign info, we'll explain the missions for this Dokkan Now special. Omatsu, please go ahead.
Sure. During this Dokkan Now special, if we reach 20,000 concurrent viewers for all language combined, all players
I think that's already happened.
50 Dragon Stone.
The JP stream had like 10,000. I think 8,000 people are watching this. 11,000 people are watching Truth right now.
As we have already announced on the official Dokkan Battle social media, please post your thoughts on today's video, new characters, and the campaign with hashtags, which will be announced later by Omatsu. And if the total number of hashtag posts in worldwide reaches 2,000, you'll receive 10 additional Dragon Stones.
That'll happen easily.
This will be until August 27th at 9 a.m. Now, please introduce the hashtag, Omatsu.
Okay. The hashtag will be Broly. We invite everyone to contribute.
Oh my god, these guys are goofy as hell.
Before announcing the new information, we would like to review the theme of the worldwide celebration Heated Showdown campaign.
I wonder why they made an entirely separate video instead of just having it be the exact same as JP and releasing it at the same time. They're going over the exact same stuff.
This showdown campaign will be Broly. As you can see from this slide, you will be able to enjoy the story of Broly, who possesses overwhelming strength, and the super warriors who stood against him through the events based on the movie trilogy.
Yeah, this confirms BoJack's not part 2. We're getting either movie 2 or Bio Broly, which I hope it's Bio Broly.
Heated Showdown campaign starting from the in-game event.
Oh, you've got to be kidding, dude. Come on.
Recruit Paragus,
There you go.
Broly's father, to your team.
Alright, so we missed a little bit there, but this is a free-to-play unit. At the very end, we'll go back over everything that they said. I apologize about that, guys.
One of the campaign. Please note that he cannot be Extreme Z awakened during this campaign.
Oh, okay, so we're just getting a TUR.
Must indeed, if the focus is on this movie.
And the JP players love Paragus, so get ready for... Yeah, I was about to say the JP players love this kid.
To see him. Furthermore, look here. This is the limited attempts event, Suspicious Planet, Save the Shamoyans, that can be attempted only once a day. It is an event featuring the Shamoyans, a foreign species from the movie. You can obtain a lot of Dragon Stones in this event.
Yeah, basically 3 multis, that's good.
Besides, you can get 3 Dragon Stones with every clear.
Very good.
Plus, in part 2 and part 3 of the campaign, you can get 4 and 5 Dragon Stones respectively for each clear, which means you can get more than 140 Dragon Stones if you clear it daily.
That's good. Also, they just confirmed a part 3 for the celebration. So we're getting an EX part.
Up next, here comes the limited attempted
Ooh!
kind of mystery.
That card art goes hard.
Skill orbs exclusive to the uncontrollable power category, which is newly introduced in this campaign. Don't forget to play the event, which can be attempted once every 7 days. Many characters, including the new Broly, belong to this new uncontrollable power category. We will announce more details in the game at a later date, so don't forget to check it out.
Interesting.
Time to introduce a high difficulty event.
Oh, fun?
Please take a look. It's the challenge event tremble with fear, the devil awakens. Regarding this event, more stages will be added as the campaign progresses.
Okay.
And you can engage in fierce battles with different forms of Broly from the movie trilogy.
Oh, okay, okay.
Support memory can be obtained by clearing all the stages. Plus,
Probably for the brand new category.
if you clear certain missions.
I mean, new support members are always
That
good.
includes high difficulty missions, so give it your best to win the unique title. Moreover, even though Broly featured in this event is super powerful, you can gain an advantage in battle if you meet certain conditions. Omatsu, could you share some hint about the condition of stage 1?
Okay. This time only, I will reveal something on the condition of stage 1. The hint is the character you use when attempting the battle. If you bring certain characters with you, the enemy character will be weakened, giving you an advantage in the fight.
Okay.
However, depending on the characters you include on your team, the enemy might become even stronger.
Oh.
So, those who would like to face a stronger enemy will enjoy.
That's interesting, actually. I mean, it's restricting our team building, which is a little weird, but that's pretty fun. That's a little unique. I don't think they've done something like that before. Like, if you bring Goku units, I'm assuming the enemy's going to get stronger, and if you bring Paragus, it'll be weaker.
Supreme Magnificent Battle Movie Edition will be added. Super class characters from the Dragon Ball Z movies will appear as bosses in this event.
That'll be fun.
We plan the event so that the most effective character is different for each stage.
Oh, so they're all unique. Okay, that's good.
Battle changes based on your team formation, so play this event with various characters.
Okay, so far it sounds like the difficult fights are going to be designed pretty well.
Also added as the campaign progresses. That's all for the in-game event.
Thank you, Ken. Next, we have the long-awaited information.
Yes, this is what we're the most excited for. Actually, no, I'm more excited for anime. I mean, the kids, and then I would say than animations, honestly.
Introduced in the previous video. First, we have this character,
Oh my god, all their card arts are so clean.
Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan Gohan used.
Honestly, their TUR art is the best. Look at that.
This character will change into Super Saiyan Goku after activating the standby skill.
Alright, I called that. That made the most sense.
We see his SSR and UR illustrations, as well as his illustration after activating his standby skill. And then we have Universe Devastating Combat Power.
Dude, again, his TUR art goes hard.
Formation, Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Let's talk about their animations and abilities.
So they're gonna do the thing where they just flash it up on screen really fast?
Fierce Crush of Burning Power.
Again, if they just show up the kits, we'll reread them at the end and go over what I think about all of them.
Super Saiyan Trunks. King.
No intro, which is a bit odd. Oh! That's pretty good! Damn! Okay. Okay, that walk animation. Dude, both of his OSTs are so good. That looks so goofy with the sprite, but otherwise it looked really good. Oh, shit! Yo! Oh, and he's got a chaos screen! Yeah! All right, that's awesome, actually. His animations had a little bit of scuff, but for the most part, those were awesome.
The cool animations of the movie
Dude, that woke me up. I was feeling a little bit tired before this. That was badass. And his OSTs were so good. Especially the first one. The first one was so original, like, DBZ to me.
Goku's counter attack after he received power from his companions that were defeated by Broly. Time to introduce this character's ability before the activation of the standby skill. Okay, please go ahead.
Sure, the explanation will be a bit long, but here they are. Their type is super physical.
Oh, he's actually going to talk all out struggle Super Saiyan power, which is movie here, connected hope. Shit.
All out struggle, Super Saiyan, or power of wishes category allies stats by
Okay.
70%.
Again, we'll go back and we'll really analyze if I can't read everything.
Raised by an additional 30% if they also belong to the movie heroes or connected hope.
Overall, that's a very good leader skill.
Next up, their super attack, Raging Wolf, can raise attack for 1 turn.
Okay, so the 12 key is kind of bad outside of the debuff.
For their attack and defense. Their
They have a
ultimate
cracked 18 key, though.
wave can greatly raise attack and defense for 3 turns, deal mega colossal damage to the enemy, and raise superclass allies attack and defense for 1 turn.
So they can comfortably go into slot 1. These guys are crazy.
Next up is the passive skill. This character's strength lies in the fact that other than supporting allies, the character will belong stronger as the key rises. Firstly, for every 3 key, their defense is raised by 30% when taking a hit, and when their key is 12 or more, their attack will also be raised. When their key is 18 or more, they will launch 2 additional attacks, each of which has a high chance of becoming a super attack. When their key reaches 24, their attacks will be effective against all types. When their key is 24, not only will their defense be raised by 240% when receiving an attack, but all of the previously mentioned effects will apply, so aim for reaching maximum key.
Okay.
Also, in order to have a more stable key gain, the trio has effects that allow them to gain more keys.
So they're going to have a lot of defense, but they only have 15% damage reduction, so that first hit that they're going to take each turn is going to do a lot of damage. They have the same defensive mechanic as Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. It's just a better version of what he does, but that first hit in a turn is going to do a lot of damage to these guys.
Chances of getting a lot of key spheres. Their passive skill can also randomly change key spheres of a type other than physical type into physical.
I mean, they might take like 300k for that first normal, and then after that, they should be able to double-digit tank pretty much everything.
Utilize the character to the full.
Ooh, okay.
Moreover,
No, wait, no, they have 30% damage reduction when receiving a super attack. That's interesting.
category, ally attacking in the
Okay.
first turn,
Again, we'll dive back in and we'll fully analyze all this.
see 15% less damage, will also raise all allies' defense by 77% for 2 turns. This defense support remains active when they are attacking, so if you select this character as leader, as well as the Frank character, allies' defense can be raised by 154% with only support if you arrange the trio's attack order wisely and stack the effect twice.
I mean, that's insane.
In addition, excluding the trios themselves, all allies' attack and key will also be raised at all times. Just as we mentioned before, with their ultra super attack, the trio can raise superclass allies' attack and defense by 30%, showing that they not only have high specs in supporting, but can also pack a big punch, making them a character with both excellent offensive and defensive skills.
Yes, we brought you overwhelming support utility.
You know, these guys seem crazy in slot 2 or 3, honestly.
Where the super warriors gather their strength and fight together.
We got more. Next up is his standby skill. The standby skill can be activated when HP is 77% or less, or starting from the 5th turn from the start of the battle.
That's a good activation condition.
When the skill is activated, the character will stand by for 3 turns. He will gain 3 charge counts with each attack received,
With each attack received?
Charge counts per physical key sphere obtained by allies and gain 1 charge per non-physical key sphere.
Okay, so he can't charge it himself. It's allies collecting orbs.
Obtain charge counts easily
That's so interesting.
key spheres or receiving attacks.
Dude, getting charged by getting hit is actually insane.
Introduce the abilities when the standby skill is active. Here we go. During standby mode, although he cannot attack the enemy, his abilities will focus on supporting and defending, same as before activating the standby skill. This time, the standby mode duration is a short 3 turns, but since you can gain charge counts efficiently, you can proceed to the activation of the finish effect fairly quickly. Make sure to make good use of the character's abilities before and after the activation of the standby skill. Finally, here are the finish effects. The finish effect, Punch of Wands, activated when charge count is 40 or less, can temporarily raise attacks by 50% per count and deal ultimate damage to the enemy. The finish effect, Miraculous Punch, activated when charge count is 41 or more, can temporarily raise attacks by 20% per count and deal super ultimate damage to the enemy. So aim for...
So this guy won't do more damage than the Boo Duo's Spirit Bomb because they have the exact same temporary effects, but they get 500% attack
So do check it out
on their super attack effect. He's only getting an extra 100. It's still going to do like an incredible amount of damage though.
on Super Saiyan Goku.
But he's not going to be able to nuke nearly as easily as that unit. Plus that unit can last 5 turns. He's only here for 3.
Next,
That's crazy though. Alright, here's what I'm really excited for.
coming fast is universe devastating combat power, Broly's entrance animation. Please take a look.
Look at these kids.
How was it? Although we only played one animation. This character
What?
has a lot of features. We will start with Broly in his usual state.
Let's introduce universe devastating combat power Broly's ability.
Okay. Are they saying he has multiple intros?
His type is Extreme Technique. He is a category leader with a leader skill that can raise movie bosses category.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Next, but since this Broly has a distinctive passive skill, we'll start from that.
Thank God!
This Broly cannot attack before he transforms. However, an entrance animation will be activated upon his entry, and he can raise the stats of extreme class allies for 1 turn. Further,
Oh my God, he's insane.
support features based on his attack order, such as damage reduction,
90% damage reduction and guard.
class allies' chance of performing a critical hit, making him viable as a tank when being the first attacker in a
Oh my God, he's broken!
Of course, he is also well equipped in attacking, so let's introduce his active skill. This character can transform
Turn 3! So he's the best turn 1 unit in the game.
in his attack
He's better than MUI Goku because he's supporting as well. He's untouchable. Oh my God!
attacking measures. He is a flexible character who can prepare for future attacks by not transforming or transform immediately to attack depending on the situation. Also, this solves the identical name problem, allowing you to build a Broly team with other Broly characters.
We're having a full Broly team, ladies and gentlemen.
Activate
Woo!
Here are the animations from transformation to super attack.
Oh my God. Dude, he looks so good. This OST isn't bad. Oh, that's definitely an AoE. Yep. Yep, okay. Oh, that KO screen does go hard.
We focused on recreating famous scene from the movie in a high quality.
Let us move on to his abilities after he transforms into legendary Super Saiyan Broly. His super attack, Meteor Crush, can raise attack and defense.
Oh my god, he stacks.
And deal colossal damage to the enemy. His ultra super attack, Blaster Meteor, can greatly raise attack and deal mega colossal damage to all enemies.
Oh my god, that's so good actually. He's like a better version of Final Form Cooler.
He has 50% damage reduction at all times.
Hell yeah.
Damage reduction rate will increase by another 26% for 3 times.
I'm sorry, what?
Every entry turn. His abilities change depending on his attack order. When he is the first attacker, his defense is raised by 200% before he attacks, and he can guard all attacks. If he is the second or third attacker, he can launch an additional super attack. Also, his ki and chance of performing a critical hit are raised with each attack performed. If he receives an attack, he is guaranteed to launch an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack.
So he's just the best unit in the game. Okay.
Moreover, if he reaches 24 ki, he can activate Interruption, which allows him to disable the attacked enemy's action once within the turn on every turn. By launching an all-target super attack, he can interrupt multiple enemies at once.
Dude.
With his high defensive capability right from the start of battle, he can act as a tank and wait for other allies to strengthen up.
He's genuinely perfect.
Are strengthened, he can act as an attacker with the attack raised by ultra super attacks. Thus, he sure is a fun character to play with until the very end. Here is his active skill after transformation. His active skill,
It's permanent?
Instinct, provides ki plus 3 and attack and defense plus 26% at all times during battle, boosting his base stats. After the character's entry, this skill can be activated starting from his next attacking turn without requirements.
So you can do this turn 5.
Recommend using this active skill as soon as possible and use his high stats to the fullest.
Dude.
Thank you, Ken. It has been quite long, but that's all for the ability showcase.
Well, you guys cooked. My god.
Their strength firsthand by summoning them in the Dokkan Festival and the legendary Summon Carnival for players who unfortunately didn't get who they wanted. Despite performing a lot of summons, we are considering new summon features.
They're considering pity.
Ken, please walk us through the details.
Okay. For this time's Dokkan Festival and Legendary Summon Carnival, you can obtain Dokkan Festival Coin, Worldwide Celebration, and Carnival Coin, Worldwide Celebration, respectively. You can exchange 500 coins
Oh my god!
debuted in this campaign.
So it's not your normal red coins. You have to specifically do these.
Exchange Dokkan Festival Coin, Worldwide Celebration, for Carnival Coin, Worldwide Celebration, and vice versa.
But you can exchange your old ones for new ones?
500 coins regardless of Dokkan Festival Coin, Worldwide Celebration, or Carnival Coin, Worldwide Celebration. In total, you will be able to use them all as either coin type and exchange them for a new character exclusive to either summon event.
That's insane.
The 4 characters featured in the summon event from Part 1 and Part 2 can all be recruited with coins once only. However, please note that any Worldwide Celebration coins left will be converted to the usual Dokkan Festival coin and Carnival coin after the event period ends. Please refer to in-game announcement schedule to be released at a later date for more details.
How is it? And will there a character who can be Extreme Z Awakens
Oh my god, this is the gift that keeps on giving!
the campaign? Here we go. It's instinctive
They went with Ambroli. Alright. Alright, that's... I'm completely fine with that.
announce his abilities in our official social media
Okay, okay.
at a later date.
Last announcement is this. To celebrate the unification of operation schedules, we are planning to release a limited-time social media campaign of Defeat Broly in 10 seconds. Tap Action Gym and official Dokkan Battle X account on August 28th.
Yo, we getting cookie clicker?
Tap to accumulate key to defeat Broly.
Dude, I'll be cracked at that.
Are scheduled to be distributed in connection with this campaign, so everyone all around the world, please be encouraged to cooperate and defeat Broly. We will announce more info on official social media accounts at a later date. What are your thoughts? That's all for today's new info. Also, starting from this worldwide campaign, we are unifying the operation schedules with the Japanese version.
Let's go. Yeah!
The schedules of new characters, release, and event duration will be unified so you can hype up for the event and characters at the same time.
We can only achieve this thanks to so many players enjoy our game. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Amatsu.
We will continue to try out various improvements
They didn't mention anything about the bomb key mechanic, though, which is interesting.
to enjoy. Thank you for your continued support. So we hope you will enjoy the worldwide celebration.
We will, Amatsu.
Its showdown campaign
Oh my god, they cooked.
around the world.
The Dokkan Festival, where you can summon Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan Gohan used in Super Saiyan
Sidebander Piccolo, Sidebander Piccolo.
The Legendary Summon Carnival, where you can summon Broly, will start from August 27th, so please wait a little more.
It'll be like 2:30 a.m. my time.
Thank you for sticking around till the end. See you.
Oh my god! Dude, they cooked! Peak, yeah, absolute peak. Okay, okay, okay. So, this is going to be the end of the reaction portion, obviously. So we're going to dive in now to the analysis. So let's go and see if we can't find where they talk about the leader skills and such for this unit. Okay. So, let's go ahead and pull up their leader skills. So it was what? All Out Struggle. What? Oh, it's not All Out Struggle. What is it called? Desperate something? Desperate Struggle. Desperate Struggle. Super Saiyans and Power of Wishes. I'm very interested that they actually got Power of Wishes. I don't think that's a bad decision. It just wasn't what I was expecting. And then they also got Super Saiyans, which is fine. And then it was Connected Hope and Movie Heroes? Okay. So let's check out their leader skill. So, in terms of LRs, they obviously have Gogeta. This unit could maybe be a floater on the team, although if I'm not mistaken, I think somewhere in their passive they changed Int Orbs into Rainbow Orbs, which would be really good for that unit, really bad for this one. The Gammas would be kind of in the same boat, because they create Int Orbs as well once they're Gamma 1. Let's see. Yeah, the full actual 200% might not be the greatest. Unless we get like some easy A's down here. Because a lot of these LRs won't work inherently too well. But having All About Struggle, like they're going to have the physical Blue Boys from the Tournament of Power. Power of Wishes, they're going to have just like 1,000,000,001 units. And then Super Saiyans. It's just having Connected Hope and Movie Heroes, which is kind of holding them back a little bit. But like, let's see. They're going to have... Let's just do this. Does this just show up every unit? No, I need to do all of them. Okay, so hold on. This isn't going to be their actual 200%. This is just going to be every unit on their leader skill at 170. So this is what their 170 is going to look like, and it's going to just explode. Yeah, you have Gogeta, you have Broly, you have access to pretty much 3 of the 4 worldwide Talent Celebration units. You have Bulma on a 170%. You have a Revive character with the GT Duo, just in case you want to have a Revive in your back pocket, although they're a little bit of a dicier unit to run. You do have SSBE. Again, you have, like, the Blue Boys. If this kid easy A's, we're going to have him on a 170, which is super, super good. I mean, this guy is basically guaranteed to easy A at this point, so you're going to have another really strong and powerful option right there. A lot of very good LR options. And then even once we get to the T-Wars, I mean, different people in the community have different opinions about you. I'm not the biggest fan of God Goku, but I mean, you could certainly run him. He's going to work very well because he's going to also help create physical orbs for that character, making them stronger in their standby and in their base form. Obviously you're going to have Goten and Trunks. This is a unit who's going to, like, easy A during the celebration, I imagine. Tech Ultimate Gohan and Kefla, 2 very powerful TURs from this year, as well as Gotenks. Yeah, no, the 170 looks really good. It's just the 200% that might be a little lackluster, but, like, I think that's fine. Is STR Gogeta on this? Because I'm still holding out faith that STR Gogeta will super easy A. He should be, right? Because he's on Super Saiyan? Is he just hiding from me? I don't see him. But I know he should be on here somewhere. Yeah, because he's literally a Super Saiyan. Well, there's the Int one. So I had to have just missed the STR one. So the STR one, yeah, there he is. This guy could still technically super easy, because he would be on the 200% because the movie heroes. So overall, I'm going to say this is a cracked leader skill. All right, dude, people are still going crazy in the comments. All right. So let's read their passive. Their passive was pretty insane, all things considered. So they're getting 200 of stats at the start of turn and 3 ki. They are a physical orb changer. They get an additional 2 ki per physical ki sphere obtained, and then they get an additional 1 ki per type ki sphere obtained. So if you give them a physical orb, they're getting 4 ki, because type advantage orbs give you +2, so they're getting 4. That's insane. Or just generic orbs are going to give you 2 ki. That's very, very good. And then they're giving, generically, 3 ki and 50% attack to all allies. That's so good. They get 30% damage reduction when they get hit by a super attack. So it says temporarily, so it's only for that super. Interesting. They get an additional 30% defense when receiving an attack for every 3 ki obtained. Okay. So every 3 ki. So if you get them up to 24, that's times 8. So that's an extra 180% defense, if I'm not wrong. I mean, that's a lot of defense right there. They get additional 150% attack when ki is 12 or more. They launch 2 additionals, each with a 50% chance of being a super attack when ki is 18 or more. They're super effective against all types when ki is 24 or more. And then is there another movie boss or all-out struggle category ally on the turn. They get 15% damage reduction, and then like, this is stupid. For 2 turns, all ally 77% defense. That, like, they have to be the best support unit in the game. Because for 1 turn, they're getting 3 ki and 50% offense, and then for 2 turns, 77% damage reduction. I think they're going to be fine in slot 2 or slot 3. I don't think that they can realistically go into slot 1, because this is a unit who is designed the exact same way as the full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Let's see, is the full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku on this leader skill? He is. Let's go ahead and pull him up, because he gets a bunch of defense the first time he gets hit. But before he gets hit, he only has, he just has 20% damage reduction. And then after he gets hit the first time, he gets an extra 20% damage reduction and 70% defense. So these guys just have 15% damage reduction. And they don't get all of this defense, they don't get this extra 180% until they receive an attack. So, I mean, the starter turn, these guys will probably be at like 200-something K defense. They eat the first hit with a 15% damage reduction. They're going to take a lot of damage. I don't know how much they're going to take, because they don't have any other defensive mechanic in here, really. So, I mean, most characters who only have like 200k defense at the starter turn, I mean, they're eating like 200, 300k on a normal. But then after that, these guys should be able to comfortably tank. And if they get hit by a super attack, they're going to eat it up because they get a temporarily extra 30% damage reduction. So they're going to be at 45% damage reduction up against supers. And if this is already up, they're going to be very good. What were their super attack effects? Okay, so their 12 key is pretty bad. I mean, it does debuff, so if you're in a debuffing fight, that's going to be good. And then greatly raise attack and defense for 3 turns, mega colossal damage to the enemy, and then they give an extra 30% support. Yeah, no, these are like, this is probably the best slot 2 unit in the entire game. Hands down the best slot 2 unit in the entire game. Because they're going to be doing pretty decent damage. I mean, getting no defense here does definitely suck, not going to lie. But the debuff, that's just more team support. You can look at that as just debuffing the enemy to help buff out the rest of your team. So they can't go into slot 1, so you're going to have to float either a movie boss or all-out struggle ally the entire time. So if you have a strong slot... Who's like their best slot 1 option? Let's see. Because you could have... I mean, I guess you could have Transform Gogeta slot 1, this unit slot 2. You could have... Wasn't Dragon Fist on this leader skill? Did I see Dragon Fist? Dragon Fist actually isn't on this leader skill. Oh my god, you could put Vegeta in slot 1. You could put this Vegeta in slot 1. Where is he at? You could put... Okay, so he has a lot of good slot 1 options. And this is yet another revive character. So you just put a strong defensive unit in slot 1, this unit slot 2, a very powerful offensive unit in slot 3, and you're cooking. Yeah, no, this guy seems very, very good. Very, like, dominant as a slot 2 support unit. He's just like a better version of what Roshi is offering. And on a very coherent team. Also very good standby condition. It's either 5th turn from start of battle. It's start of battle. It's not even start of turn. Start of battle. So turn 5 generically, you're able to do this. Or if you take a lot of damage early on, you're able to transform. And then this is pretty crazy. Gets 3 charges per attack received. 2 charges for physical key sphere obtained by allies. So no matter what you give this unit, he's not going to increase his own thing unless he gets hit. Which is a little bit weird, because later on in his passive, his standby passive, he wants physical orbs. But if you give the physical orbs to your allies, he will get more damage on his standby attack. So I guess it's just what you value more as a player. Do you want the standby to do more damage, or do you want to support more of your team? Very, very interesting. So very good. Again, you could do this theoretically turn 2. I mean, you could even do this turn 1 if there's damage tiles on the field. Or you can just wait until turn 5. Now, it is a standby, so you can only have one of these up at a time, but I don't really think that matters with how, like, devastatingly powerful this guy is. He's unable to attack, 3 key, 259% attack and defense, and he has guaranteed guard, transforms all end key spheres to physical key spheres. So yeah, running the Gammas and the other SSJ trio is going to be a little bit dicey with a character like this. Gets an extra 2 key per physical key sphere obtained, an additional 1 key per non-physical key sphere obtained. Yeah, I feel like you want to try to give this guy as many non-physical key spheres as possible. That way you're able to let your allies get the physical key spheres, and you're able to, like, just, like, giga-charge this all the way. Gets an extra 30% defense when he receives an attack for every 3 key. So 8 times 30. I mean, that's 240% defense if you get all of it. When key is 24 when receiving an attack. Okay, so yeah, specifically he has to be at 24 key to get this. Oh, that might be a little bit... Ooh, okay. So maybe you do want to give him the physical key spheres then. Okay. But, I mean, that's good. An extra 240% defense once he gets hit. So that first hit is still going to do damage. Because he doesn't just get this at the start of turn. He has to get hit first, and then it procs. But he just generically has 59% damage reduction, which is good. So 59% damage reduction and guard, plus this... After he gets hit one time, there is not an attack in the game that's doing damage to him. He gets an additional 20% defense per key sphere obtained, and all allies get 7% defense for 2 turns per... Yeah. Oh my god. So you really do want to give this guy physical key spheres, then never mind, never mind, never mind. Because you're just building this up super fast. Oh yeah, no, that's insane. And he's giving a ton of support for 2 turns still. Now, he's going to lose out on some of this, unless you're able to consistently give this guy 11 orbs. The full team defensive support is not going to be the same. But it's still like the 2-turn support. If you give him like 5 key spheres, that's still 35% damage reduction for 2 turns to all allies. And again, he does have this finish attack right here, but he's only getting extra 100%. Whereas a unit like the Boo Duo, we can pull up the Boo Duo real quick. The Boo Duo, on their standby, they get an extra 500% attack when they perform their finish attack. So it'll be a little bit deceptive of how much damage it's going to do. Can I not just pull up the standby? I guess not on this page. You'll just have to take me for my word for it. Or does it show up here maybe? No. Okay. I don't know. Oh, wait. Here we go. So yeah, although he's getting 259 at the start of turn, these guys only get attack right here. But they still have the same effect where they temporarily get 20% and temporarily get 15% depending on how many charges you get. But I feel like it'll be a little bit easier because this guy lasts for 5 turns essentially. So you can get one more, or I guess 2 more turns of collecting more orbs to make this matter more. But I don't know, man. Getting 259 at the start of turn is kind of insane. So essentially he's going to, when you do the finished attack, he's going to have at the bare minimum 359% attack. Plus all the different... Yeah, no, he is going to do, I mean, this guy's going to just, essentially one-tap a lot of bosses, I would imagine. But he doesn't have, guaranteed crit guaranteed crit or super effective against all types in this phase. So, I mean, it's going to be completely reliant on your hit potential system. So you might actually want to go crit on a unit like this. Yeah, I would say go dodge first, then crit. Because their base form... I mean, yeah, they have super effective against all types, but they are launching 2 additionals here, each that have a 50% chance of being a super. You don't really need to go additional on a character like this, because they're not getting any defense, they're just debuffing. So that's not necessarily needed. But crits on these would do a lot. So crit, super effective against all types, and let's say you launch 4 supers in a turn, your 18 key, these 2 additionals, and then your hit a potential system if you want to do that. But, again, I probably wouldn't. I would just go for crit. I mean, crit's going to be pretty effective on a unit like this. So he is a perfect slot 2 unit who has a phenomenal standby. And the thing is, a lot of the time with standbys, most characters want to be in their standby at the same time. It's kind of the same thing with domains. But this base form is solid enough. That one can be in the standby and this one can be in this form, and you're really not going to be struggling too much. These guys are good. They're a very good leader. Again, their 200% aren't, the most impressive out there, but, you have good 200% options, and then your 170 options are just incredibly vast. They cooked with this guy. Anyone who summons for this guy, I don't think you're insane at all. And let's see if I can't pull up their banner real quick. So, let's see. Where was the banner shown at? It was somewhere around here, because they introduced the pity... I don't know why the screen is going black when I'm trying to scroll. Oh, come on. I just want to find the banners. I feel like it was maybe slightly before this. Oh, come on. Or was it after, maybe? Because they talked about the pity. Whoops. They talked about the upcoming EZA. They talked about that. Oh, here it is. Okay. So it's literally at the very end. So looking at this, you're going to have Fat Boo. Fat Boo is incredibly valued. So that means on the Part 2 banner, we're going to have Angel SSJ3 Goku. We're also going to have Zamasu and Harudegarn are all going to be on the Part 2 banner. Because you have Dragon Fist here, the Blue Boys, AGL Vegito, and then this Boo. So yeah, all of the, this is a pretty value banner right here, but I think the other one is going to be slightly more value because, you don't really, need these units necessarily. I mean, Fat Boo, I would say, is pretty value still. I mean, they're all value, don't get me wrong, but I think, I mean, you would rather have Zamasu than this unit, probably. I don't know, I'm just thinking from a villain mindset, because villains aren't in a good spot. So you could potentially get, Harudegarn, who is, one of the better movie bosses characters, and then you could just get Fusion Zamasu, who's just, generically one of the best super bosses characters. And then Fat Boo is obviously very good on this banner, but, I mean, I do think he is better than Angel SSJ3. And then a side banner Piccolo. Now, this could potentially be, a Piccolo and Vegeta, or it may just be a standalone Piccolo. That's, I mean, either or. As long as they have, a solid kit. If this unit could go into slot 1... they would, this is a match made in heaven. This guy could literally do, Chilai levels of damage. I wouldn't mind if he could perfectly go into slot 1 so that these guys can just cook and support in slot 2. This is a match made in heaven. But, so overall, very, very good, very, very good. But now let's go ahead and talk about what they gave to Broly. Oh my god, they cooked with Broly. Broly is actually probably the best unit in the game. I might be slightly overreacting. Okay, but they just gave him movie bosses. Best case scenario. We just got generic movie bosses. So let's pull up movie bosses real quick on the leader skill. Now, movie bosses is certainly not the best category at the moment. But by giving us a brand new just movie bosses leader. Oh, that is Super Sans. Why did I type in super by accident? I must have. All right. But just generically, now he does only lead the one category. So what we assumed in yesterday's video when we talked about, Jiren technically only leads one category, it looks like carnivals are only going to lead one category, at least for the foreseeable future. But if we look at this, that means you can run full power Cell Max, you're able to run full power Super Saiyan Broly. We already know that this unit is getting an EZA. There are plenty of other units who could EZA during the celebration, like we can still get Super EZA STR Broly, Super EZA Janemba. You have access to units potentially like AGL Golden Frieza, who to this day is still really, really good just because they have the 90% damage reduction. Pretty much unrestricted as long as you don't fall below an HP threshold. But you could, like, experiment. You could run Turles on this team. You could run Hirudegarn on this team. This unit, as long as you can give them orbs, is still very good. You could run Turles, but Turles needs Terrifying Conquerors or Planetary Destruction units, which this unit is on, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, wait, we didn't look at the categories of the other one, but it's just going to be generic Super Saiyan links. If you guys want to go back and check it, feel free to. But if you run this Broly, Cell Max, this Broly Chilai and Lemo, Hirudegarn, and this unit wants the EZA, like, that is a competitive-ass team. And that's just right from the start. We're obviously going to be getting way, way, way more buffs to the category as we go along. I'm so glad that they decided to give him movie bosses instead of the uncontrollable power. Now, he's on uncontrollable power, but, like, that's fine. You can have a bad category as long as you don't lead it. Because, yeah, movie bosses, Pure Sand, Full Power, Target Goku, Exploding Rage, Inhuman Deeds, Planetary Destruction, Legendary Existence, Transformation Boost, Uncontrollable Power, and then Power Beyond Super Saiyan. So, I mean, again, you could run Turles on his team, but that would restrict you, because you wouldn't be able to run Cell Max and this unit and have this unit be at his maximum efficiency. I don't really think there's too many units you could run him with. Like, you're on Planetary Destruction. You're on Planetary Destruction, I think. You're on Planetary Destruction. You're on Planetary Destruction. So it would have to be a little bit more Z-Broly focused. Because, like, the Janimbas aren't on the category or anything. So, yeah, Turles... I mean, Turles is good, but I don't understand why they EZA'd him when they did with these two restrictions. Like, could it not have been movie bosses in Planetary Destruction? I don't know. Turles is still good. It's just unfortunate he doesn't have a home at the moment. But movie bosses, literally, that was, like... pretty much best case scenario. I mean, the true best case scenario would either be Pure Sans or Power Beyond Super Saiyan. But the fact that he helps villains out so much is insane. Especially with this. So turn 1, he's the best unit in turn 1. Hands down. Genuinely, he's better than AGL MUI, who literally cannot take damage. So he can attack, he has the intro. And then for one turn from his entry turn, he gets a 90% damage reduction when he's in slot 1. Or if you have him in slot 2 or 3, he has 70% damage reduction. And he gives all extreme class allies 50% crit. Wait. As the first attacker to turn, reduce damage received by 70%, and extreme class allies 50% chance to crit as the second attacker to turn, and extreme class allies get 2 ki. Oh, okay. So, okay. So he has 90% damage reduction, slot 1. Or, if you put him into slot 2, he's giving all extreme class allies 50% crit, 2 ki, 60% attack and defense. What the dude, he's actually insane. Like, there is genuinely a strategy. No, because he would lose this. Yeah, because that's a comma, not a semicolon. But if he kept this, could you imagine just keeping this guy in his base form and keeping him in slot 2 throughout the entire fight? And just having a unit with 70% damage reduction and guard that's giving this levels of support? So you're pretty much, you only get this guy for one turn. But he's untouchable. 200% defense, guard, and 70% damage reduction with all of this support. I mean, already he's looking like the best character in the game. Like, this is like what people think Angel SSJ3 Goku does. But, like, this is so much better. Now, granted, he's not going to be doing any damage, but giving all extreme class allies, because again, he's a movie bosses leader, 50% chance to crit and 60% to stats. Dude, he's insane. He's insane. And if you have them turn 1 and turn 2, both of those buffs go off. So both of your rotations are going to be really godly, and then just the next turn you transform into Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. So they're showing the animations off here. His animations are very good. The same thing with the trio. I think the trio has slightly better animations, and their OSTs were definitely better as well. Alright, here we go. So for his super attack effect, his 12 key, he raises attack and defense for 1 turn and then does colossal damage to the enemy. And then for his 18 key, again, this is like very Final Form Cooler-esque. Greatly stacks attack and does an AoE. So if we get some like actual difficult fights that have multiple enemies on turn 2 or turn 3, like that's huge. And then he has just an insane, like, he's actually the best character in the game. Hold on, I probably should have moved my model earlier, so you'll just have to take my word for it. They showed it earlier, I'm just reading it. But he gets 3 key and 260 to stats at the start of turn, which is slightly higher than Beast Gohan for reference. He gets 50% damage reduction for 3 turns from this character's entry turn. No, excuse me, he has 50% damage reduction, and for his first 3 turns, he gets an additional 26% damage reduction. So, for his first 3 turns, he's at 76% damage reduction? Okay. He gets an additional 150% attack and defense when he performs a super. He gets an additional 1 key up to 5 and chance to crit plus 10% up to 50 with each attack performed. Attack, not super, so he builds up just by doing normals as well. Launches an additional attack that has a 50% chance of being a super attack within the same turn after he receives an attack. He gets an additional 200% defense before performing an attack and guards all attacks as the first attacker in a turn. Oh my god, dude. He launches an additional attack as the second or third attacker in a turn. He gets an additional 3 key and chance to perform a crit plus 50% when there is a Pure Sand or Earthbred Fighter category enemy, and then he attack breaks whenever his key is at 24. So he also has an AoE. Like, this is what Majunior did on his active skill, something Majunior could do once per fight. This guy can do that once per turn! Oh my god! So, if you're going up against a Pure Sand or Earthbred Fighter category ally, these stack. So he's at a 100% chance to crit after performing 5 attacks against one of those 2 enemies. And right now, all the most difficult fights in the game are Pure Sand or Earthbred fighters. Except for Frieza, I guess. Like Golden Frieza in 17 and Golden Frieza and Goku. Like, those fights wouldn't count. But like, the Beast Gohan event, all the Supreme Magnificent Spectacle fights, they're all against superclass enemies that come from Earth or are Pure Sands. Oh my god, dude. He's actually insane. Like, this is just an evolved version of Angel SSJ3. Because he's better than Angel SSJ3 on turn 1, and then he's just, like, outperforms him by a mile on turn 3. Because instead of getting weaker as the fight goes on, he just continues to get stronger. So 200% defense and guaranteed guard. But if he gets hit one time, he launches an additional super. Right? Launches an additional attack that has a 50% chance of being a super. Alright, so it's a 50-50. Or if you have him in slot 2 or slot 3, it's guaranteed. I mean, I think you just put this guy in slot 1. He doesn't get any additional stats in slot 2 or slot 3. It's just a guaranteed super. You just put this guy into slot 1. He has 50 to 76% damage reduction. Guard. An extra 200% defense. He's stacking. He's nullifying the entire rotation's attacks. He's basically guaranteed critting. And then he also has an active skill, which just can be activated on the next turn. And it generically gives him an extra 3 key and 26% to stats. He's actually the best unit in the game. Hands down. I actually think he's better than Beast. Because he's giving, like, the same level of godly support. He's locking down slot 1. Now, granted, he still has the weaknesses of Beast, where, like, he can be stunned and he can be sealed when he's in slot 1. Slot 1 is a scary place to be. But he doesn't inherently, like, need stacks or anything. And I guess you could say he does have team protection abilities, because his base form, he's giving just insane levels of support. What else? I mean, I don't know if I'm... The thing is, though, you could just run Cell Max with him. So, even with... Like, Cell Max has the team protection ability at that point. He's untouchable turn 1, transforms turn 3. He has the attack break, which you could say is a team protection ability. He's stacking the entire fight. He's having AoEs, and he's untouchable in slot 1. I might have to think about if he's better than Beast. He's guaranteed number 1 or number 2 in the game. Guaranteed. I have to see how much I value the Beast's active skill to know for sure whether or not where I would put him for certain. But he, like, hard number 1 or hard number 2. I would say that this unit is, like, comfortably probably number 3. Like, I think that they are better than Cell Max. Just because they are, like, the perfect slot 2 unit. And their team protection ability is just giving 77% generic support. Plus their super attack effect is an extra 30% for 1 turn. And they have that explosive standby attack. I think that these guys are number 3. I think Broly is definitely number 1 or number 2. So let's check out Broly's banner real quick. So Broly's obviously, he's a carnival leader, so his banner is not going to be as good. It was around here, if I'm not mistaken. Come on. It was like right at the end. I just want to see the units that are featured on it. I'm trying to think what would be... Like, Future Gohan should be on here, so that means that the other one would have, like, Sword of Hope Trunks. Oh, here we go. So you have Kai Goku. Kai Goku is a fraud. You would have Turles. You would have Team Turles. So Team Turles, if you're on just like Planetary Destruction version of this team, Team Turles would be very good. Future Gohan, he is still like decent, but he's not really like a God Slayer. And then this unit, I mean, they're not on the leader skill at all. I don't know if, yeah, I mean, you could run them with these guys, but they would clash. Like, these guys butt heads, because they both need orbs, and they change each other's types of orbs. So depending on whoever, like, if you would float this character, you would change the field into Int, and then this unit would immediately change all the Int orbs to physical. I mean, this is a unit who needs, like, 12 orbs to get all their additionals. That way, their defense can be very competent. I mean, their offense is still, like, even by today's standard, I would say that their offense is pretty crazy. But, I mean, obviously, this unit definitely would take the priority. So, his banner, I mean, it does look significantly worse. I don't know. I mean, they could also throw in a couple of other yellow coin LRs on here. Like, I don't know who else would necessarily be on it that would be good right off the top of my head. Like, what are some other yellow coin LRs that... I mean, they could obviously throw, like, Broly, Chile, and Limo back on the banner. They could throw this unit back on the banner, because, again, I do expect that they will easy A. If this unit shows up on there, I feel like that does confirm that we're getting an LR Super Easy A. But then, yeah, once we get a little bit further, it's not too great. But I do think Broly is definitely up there. Like, both units they cooked. Really good animations. Their animations did have a little bit of jank, admittedly. There was a little bit of jank in there, but very solid animations, very good OSTs, and both kits are insane. We're getting a lot of fun new difficult events. We're getting 50 stones just by logging in. Because of this, you know, we're going to be getting 10 since everybody watched. If we participate over on Twitter, we'll get another 10 stones. They have that brand new event where you're getting 140 or more just by completing all of it daily. We have a skill orb event for the brand new uncontrollable power category, which is like, that'll be really good to give this guy some exclusive skill orbs. And new difficult fights that this guy should be able to absolutely cook in, because right now we're in a super class meta. So characters like this are going to perform really well for the foreseeable future. So let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know if you think that they cooked. I mean, I am so incredibly excited about this, man. Like, this is so good. This is so good. I cannot believe all of that. They really, like, this was worth the wait. Again, these banners... I'm recording this right now. It is 11:39 a.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time. This video will be posted at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. These banners should go live in-game on the following day at 2:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, assuming, like, because of the unification, everything is going to be the same. Now, granted, it might get pushed back to, like, 4:30 a.m., because I have done that before, and if that's, like, the new, like, sync time, that's going to suck. There is some... like, debate up in the air whether or not JP will get things a few hours early and then they'll come to global. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how much... I've seen this a few times, but it would be like, it would drop 9 a.m. on JP time, and then several hours later, it would drop 9 a.m., like, whatever your local time zone is, which I hope wouldn't be the case, because that would be so annoying if it's the same time, just in different time zones, because then different time zones are going to be just completely screwed over with how long they're going to have to wait. I hope that it's unified. I mean, being unified at 4:30 a.m. isn't much better, but for people who stay up, or if things happen like on weekends, or people who don't have obligations the next day, obviously they get to have a little bit of fun before everybody else. So only time will tell, but definitely keep your eyes peeled because all of this stuff will be debuting in just slightly over 14 hours. So get excited. I'm excited. They cooked with these. Let me know all of your thoughts about these banners, all the different events, who you're going to be subbing for, how many stones you have. Just let me know pretty much any thought that you have on the top of your mind. But that is going to be all for this time, guys. I've been the Sweeper27. I'm a variety Twitch streamer and an up-and-coming PNG YouTuber trying to make it big in the world. I have a Twitter, a Twitch, a TikTok, and a YouTube, the links to which can all be found in the description of this video. And while you're down there, don't forget to like, subscribe, share me around, and leave me a comment, positive, negative, or indifferent. I would love just any sort of interaction I can get from you guys. But that is going to be all for now. So, as always, I've been the Sweeper27, and I am signing off.